Making headlines this morning, a major road heading towards the DWB is closed after a water main break. We'll bring you the latest from the scene and have the traffic updates you need for your morning commute. Plus, initial testing of new water filters in Newark has been completed, and state officials say they're proud of the results. And cars caught fire, homes were left in the dark after power lines went down in Bergen County. Your news starts right now.
Files 1 News, Morning Edition.
Good morning. It is Tuesday, September 24th. You're watching FiOS 1 News. Thanks for joining us. I'm Christine Persichetti. We'll have your top stories in just a moment, and Nicole Denado will have your traffic report. But first, let's get a check of the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Brian Fitzgerald. Brian.
Christine, thanks so much and good morning. Happy Tuesday. Let's get a check on some of the current weather conditions. Any rain shower activity from our passing front last night. Exiting now, drier conditions coming into place, and we are expecting mainly sunny skies heading into this afternoon with lower humidity and temperatures that are not quite as hot, but very comfortable. Here's a satellite radar picture across the state. No major concerns at the moment. Conditions are dry, and the temperatures you're stepping out to are in the 60s and even some 50s north and west of places like Parsippany. Point Pleasant's at 67. Patterson, the current reading is 69. A drying wind out of the west coming in about 5 to 10 miles per hour this afternoon. Sun mixed with some clouds and mid to upper 70s. The rest of your 7-day is just ahead.
Good Tuesday morning. We are back. Let's get another fresh round of those updates. Taking a look at the roads around New Jersey. We're going to start off with this gorgeous shot for us right now, just as the sun's coming out for us of Route 3 in the Rutherford area. So just want to let you know that the roads are still looking pretty nice out there, pretty clear for the most part, still quiet. Let's get a quick look out to the George Washington Bridge right now. So traffic starting to pick up a little bit. Our delays are starting to build up there at the George Washington Bridge, and as you approach the toll plaza and going across right now. But our drive times are still pretty much in good shape for the most part. New Jersey Turnpike at Newark Airport, seeing a few more cars out there as well. But as you can see, the roads are still pretty quiet for the most part. We're starting to see a little bit of a buildup of hot spots of delays build up in our normal areas. We still have those road closures happening US Route 9W, both directions at Palisades Avenue because of that water main break. And then we also have an accident routes 1 and 9 heading north at Route 439. And here's a quick look at our drive times before we go. I'm Nicole Denado. That's your FiOS 1 News traffic report.
A water main break overnight in Bergen County near the GWB could have an impact on your morning commute after a major route is closed. FiOS 1's Mary Lynn Buckley is on the scene with the latest.
Yes, we are in Englewood Cliffs, and this is, in fact, on the way towards the George Washington Bridge. Now, I'm going to step out of the shot so you can take a look. This is the water main break taking place on Route 9W near East Palisade Avenue. As of right now, the water main break has been repaired. However, crews are still in the process of working on the road itself. Route 9W remains closed in both directions at this time between East Palisades Avenue and East Clinton Avenue in Tenafly. A detour is in place as crews are on scene attempting to repair the broken street and working fast, because if it's not fixed in time, this very well may have an impact on drivers approaching both the Palisades and Route 4. The biggest concern right now is how long Route 9W will be closed. This area is usually highly congested due to the amount of commuters going in and out of New York City and North Jersey. But for now, crews remain on scene hard at work. In Englewood Cliffs, Mary Lynn Buckley, FiOS 1 News.
The tests are done and the results are in. Preliminary testing of new water filters in Newark suggests they are 97% effective in getting rid of the lead in the city's aging pipes. FiOS 1's Jessica Orban has more on what comes next.
This is just a small piece of one of the 18,000 lead service lines that run below the streets of Newark. This has been the cause of an ongoing water crisis that is now seeing a permanent solution.
Our concern has always been, what's the fix? Not a short-term fix, but, what is the way to correct this?
Avia and Ron Wise have been drinking bottled water long before Newark's problem with lead service lines was common knowledge. On Monday, their lead service line was replaced with copper piping, and soon they might be able to drink the water coming out of their sink for the first time in years.
Families and their children are our future, and it's a tragedy to hear that young children have been affected by lead poisoning. I mean, that to me is awful.
Earlier Monday, state and local leaders announced the preliminary results of more than 1,700 samples taken from water filters in 300 homes across the city. For residents and officials, the results were welcome news.
Approximately 97% of water filters currently in place are effective the moment the tap is opened. And that number improves to approximately 99% when water flushes the service line for at least 5 minutes before use.
Within the next few weeks, officials will be forming a community assistance program, training people on how to install faucet filters and educate the public on their use. The city will continue to distribute bottled water, but will gradually reduce the supply. Newark will have a State of the Water town hall meeting on October 2nd. In Newark, Jessica Orban, FiOS 1 News.
A Jersey City pastor has been convicted of sexually assaulting a young girl. Now he could spend more than a decade behind bars. FiOS 1's Brianne Talaka has the details.
Orlando Martinez Chavez, a 48-year-old former pastor from Jersey City, was found guilty of sexual assault. The verdict was read in Hudson County Superior Court. Chavez is the former pastor of Iglesia Pentecostal Church on Summit Avenue. He was removed from his position in 2018 after a 32-year-old woman said he sent her inappropriate pictures. Following this, others started to come forward and tell their stories to authorities. The prosecutor's office says he fondled the 10-year-old girl inappropriately in 2013, as well as 3 other women while he was pastor. He now faces up to 15 years in prison. He was convicted of second-degree sexual assault and third-degree endangering of child welfare. And this means Chavez must register under Megan's Law and get parole supervision for life. In Jersey City, Brianne Talaka, FiOS 1 News.
The latest now on the search for that 5-year-old girl who's believed to have been kidnapped from a Cumberland County park. Investigators are now asking anyone who visited the park that day last week to share photos or videos they took in the area. Dulce Maria Alves disappeared from the playground at Bridgeton City Park last Monday. Alves was playing with her 3-year-old brother while her mother sat in her car nearby with an 8-year-old relative. Investigators believe the girl was taken by a man who led her to a red van. There's a $35,000 reward for information leading to the girl's return and the arrest of a suspect. Several cars in Bergen County went up in flames and several homes were left without power. FiOS 1's Christy Kalisian has more on what happened.
A total of 4 burned up vehicles here, including 2 trucks, are what's left after a 3-alarm fire engulfed them and part of this auto repair shop. That's what neighbors living on Daniel Street in Hackensack saw and heard on Monday afternoon.
Everybody's just like panicking.
Ariel Estebillo says he was at home eating lunch when he heard an explosion outside of his apartment. He and other neighbors were told to evacuate and were left sitting outside for more than an hour. Police report that at around 1:30, a down wire near Rocky Auto Repair Shop made contact with a car, leading it to spark, causing a fire that tore through 3 other cars and part of the auto repair shop. Hackensack fire officials report 1 injury, a firefighter who suffered from heat exhaustion.
It took about 35 minutes to bring the whole fire under control. After the power was cut off, it took us about 10 minutes to extinguish everything. We opened up the roof, put some holes in it to make sure there was no fire extension in other parts of the building.
At this time, fire officials say that the auto repair shop here is uninhabitable until further notice. And Captain Duravianic says that the injured officer who was taken to Hackensack UMC is recovering. In Hackensack, Christy Kalisian, FiOS 1 News.
Fighting teen vaping. Coming up, we'll tell you the creative way one congressman is trying to keep vapes away from minors.
There is no doubt about it. The temperatures did heat up yesterday for the first day of the fall season. It felt like we were right in the middle of summertime. Newark topped out at 93 degrees. Teterboro 92. Morristown got to 90. Belmar 91. Somerville came in at 92. Now, we had a front come through last night, and that's what's drawing in some of the more comfortable, cooler air today. And you'll notice there's still rain showers offshore. Good news is that's moving away from us, so dry air has already settled into place across the state, and we expect to see that dry air lasting right into this afternoon. So at 1 p.m., partly cloudy skies, 76 degrees. 3 p.m., we're up as high as 77 with bright sunshine. And the sunshine continues at 5 p.m. at 76. This evening, we'll drop into the low 70s under mainly clear conditions. It's bright and it's cooler today, but it's still very nice. I mean, look at the temperatures. Mid and upper 70s feels pretty good under a mainly sunny sky. Clear skies heading into this evening, 60s for most of us. And then by the time we get around to wake up time tomorrow morning, it is a cooler start to the day. Not cold, but enough to warrant a sweatshirt. You'll wake up to about 51 tomorrow morning in Morristown, 59 in Newark, and by tomorrow afternoon, we'll climb to as high as 79 degrees. So we're remaining with some pretty warm temperatures, just not as warm as Monday. Thursday, sun and clouds, could be a late day shower, temperature 84. And we'll take a look at the weekend, plus the rest of your 7-day coming up.
Good Tuesday morning. Getting right back into our updates. Taking another quick look at Route 3 in the Rutherford area out there. So traffic moving pretty well. We are starting to see quite a few more cars out on the roads. We're heading right into the thick of our morning commute. So here is what it's looking like. The traffic flow, it's flowing by pretty nicely right now, though, for this section of Route 3 going through the Rutherford area. Let's also get a quick look out to the roads right now. We have a couple of things going on. A vehicle fire going on right now, I-78 west at exit 26. This is going to be in the Bridgewater area. You're going to want to use a lot of caution as you're passing that area. We still have that road closure, US Route 9W at Palisades Avenue, both directions with that water main break. So crews are still trying to fix that area. So just expect those lane closures to last for some of the morning commute today. Our drive time starting to pick up, but we're just under 20 minutes right now for the most part. And New Jersey Transit running on or close to schedule this morning, and as are the PATH trains. So that's the good news if you're going to be heading out the door to take mass transit. I'm Nicole Lee Denado. That's your FiOS 1 News traffic report.
Patterson Mayor Andre Saya has delivered his State of the City address. The mayor spoke to his constituents last night at the new Majestic Theater, highlighting his accomplishments in the past year. He also used the platform to lay out his plans to revitalize the city. Saya says that includes plans for new affordable housing, a youth performing arts center, and an information learning center for tourists, work that he says will require both patience and persistence.
We're trying to do so much in 1 year, but obviously, like I said, the turnaround is going to require patience on the part of the people and persistence on my part.
The mayor also announced plans for the use of body cameras on city police officers and a city advisory board for policing, similar to the one recently implemented in Newark. A multi-pronged approach to stop teen vaping. Congressman Josh Gottheimer joined county officials at the Boys and Girls Club Teen Center in Lodi to discuss what's now being considered an epidemic of vaping in the state. Gottheimer says he wants to implement a ban on flavored vaping products that are attractive to teens and then raise the age of buying any tobacco products to 21. He also wants to use technology available to disable vaping devices on school property.
We have jammers to stop cell phones in certain areas. Why shouldn't we do the same with e-cigarette devices? Whatever the technological solution, they must be one way, so the companies can't use it to track the actual device.
Gottheimer is also pushing for legislation to make it harder for teens to buy vaping products online. The controversy over the Ukraine-related White House phone call continues this morning. Up next, the very latest on the Trump whistleblower scandal.